like the leader didn't want, because now it brings up a whole new race. But I don't think that's going to happen here. The field is still pretty well spread out. Yeah, I don't want to give it to him yet, but I think getting closer to being a done deal.
Yeah, you know, we're heading on to lap 35 to 36 pretty soon. That just means one more lap. The final turns are here. We're looking at J-Mac Attack 34, running a great race. He was one along with Justin that did a one pit stop. Ferrari Nut did that 2 pit stop. And I spoke to him before the race. He said, you know, I think some of these guys are going to try a 1 pit stop. And I learned from watching what happened with WoW that it's probably not going to work out for him. And if he can cross over that line first tonight, we're going to see how that plays out to be true. But man, I'll tell you what, Justin and J-Mac gave it a hell of an effort.
Absolutely. Hats off to them for their strategy and sticking to it and trying to make it work. You know, it's one of those things, you know, you roll the dice and you see what happens. I know that as we all saw, Justin put up a hell of a fight, but you know, Ferrari made his move. Justin probably knew it was coming, but there wasn't really anything they could do about it.
Yeah. I see some action going on back here. Let's take a look. We have 7. That is Votek made his way. I want to see who's in 8th. That looks like Hayden Salmons. Something may have happened with him. But this is the final lap, guys. Once we cross over the line, that's it. Ferrari Nut will be the winner if he can hold on to it. What in the world just happened? I come back on to Ferrari Nut.
Oh.
He has went off of the track into the grass. Justin, so close behind him. Something you don't expect here, but we're gonna get around the hairpin, the final turn here. Can Ferrari Nut go over the line first? Man, a close call, but Ferrari Nut is gonna be your winner here at the Grand Prix of Sonoma. Congratulations. This guy is undefeated here. Great job to him. We have Leaf Justin in 2nd, J-Mac in 3rd, we have Flow Dog in 4th, and it looks like Duke the Rebel recovering from that first lap incident. He's gonna bring out the top 5.
Just sets the tone that nobody like the leader didn't want, because now it brings up a whole new race.
All right, guys, we're gonna do a quick mic check, make sure everything is good to go. Hope everyone is having a good night tonight. We have a crazy race. It's one of our final races. It's going to be crazy. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to SnB's Indycar Series Round 12 at the Grand Prix of Laguna Seca. Laguna Seca's classic road course winds its way around the hillsides on the Monterey Peninsula in California and has long been considered one of America's best. Always an interesting race, especially around the infamous corkscrew. We're going to see these drivers face yet another challenging track as these drivers try to maneuver through this almost 2.25 mile track. Before we get to the race, though, one of our final times of the season, we are going to do the driver spotlights. So we have to bring out Justin, Leaf Justin, who pilots the number 24 Chevy for Racing A Racing. He's an admin for SnB and owner of the IndyCar series. He is currently 5th in points and 2nd in team points, coming off an incredible run at Sonoma. And if you guys missed it, you need to go back and watch it, because I'll tell you what, he had a heck of a battle with Ferrari Nut for the lead and for the win here. So absolutely incredible job to him last week. But welcome to the booth, Justin. How you doing?
Hello. Doing pretty all right.
Awesome. Are you ready for your questions?
As much as I will probably ever be.
All right, your first question. What is your most memorable SnB win?
I think I narrowed it down. I would probably, if I had to handpick one, would be the first NASCAR one. When our last season of NASCAR, finally getting one in the books there at Dover.
I do
and there
remember
were a couple
that.
other ones, like honorable mentions too, would be obvious, like at this track in particular in multi-class. That would be the first one overall, after kind of like the joke being of me having never won one, so finally getting one was kind of nice.
Absolutely. I mean, the first one is always something special, and I remember how excited you were and just the nerves and how anxious you were getting the race over, and it's cool. It's always awesome to get your first win in a league. So, yeah, very cool. All right, your next question. What is your goal going into the rest of the season here?
Mainly just to finish it out strong. Like, I don't want to. There have been a handful of, like, obviously everybody has them, but races here or there that just work out for you, and I want to try to finish it like strong.
Fair enough.
And just like, I don't know. If we could have more races like last week, that'd be nice.
I think everyone would love that. It was incredible racing, and you were very, very close to a win last week, especially on the final lap with Ferrari Nut making a mistake there. You almost capitalized that, but you led quite a few laps there and gave up a heck of a battle. So that was
awesome.
awesome.
Stayed in the dirt a little bit longer. That would have been handy.
Yeah, it almost. It was almost there. I know that you can do it. So we'll see it one day. I know we will. You and Ferrari Nut battling it out, and you're gonna win it. All right. What is something we don't know about you, Justin?
Oh boy. I think actually it was Dion that I was talking to trying to come up with something to say for this, and he recommended something like if I've ever played an instrument before, which I have. And nice. I played a few years of trumpet through school, in the school band and stuff, so.
Very cool.
That'd be a nice little random, useless fact. So there's that.
Random little nugget from you. Yeah, that's really cool. A lot of people play instruments. I haven't seen a lot of it in this league, but that's very cool of you. All right, for the next question, if you could do any race over again, which race would you choose and why?
Without any reconsideration, without a doubt, the championship race in NASCAR at Homestead.
I know you still talk about that. Yeah.
I had a lot of small ones that I said along the way, but as soon as that one happened, I'm like, that will forever be just so much higher than the rest.
Yeah. You gotta tell everyone why, though. What happened?
Well, that race I kind of set myself up weird because the way that the strategy had played out to the end of the race, I decided to go with my like same old and try to conserve and pit one less time, and that had been working throughout the season, and it completely backfired and just was a horrible ending. I think I was leading when the white flag went out, and I got passed by the leader while I was out of fuel on the backstretch of the last lap.
Yeah, I do remember that.
So if I could go back, it would probably be to redo that and just do what everybody else did and try to see just if I could do it head to head.
Yeah, I mean, you had so many wins on that season too, so I'm sure that just adds to the, man, I wish I could do that one over again. But yeah, if the next season goes anything like last season, you'll learn from that, and you might be walking away with a championship. We'll see, though. It's coming up soon, that's for sure. All right, Justin, your last question. Last week, we saw you come so close to another win. How do you feel about your chances to capture another win in one of these final 3 races?
I don't see another win as or being a realistic possibility, but then again, like we've seen plenty of times over that it only takes one little mistake from somebody key to open it up, and you never know. Like last week was an example of just do something different. It could have worked out, couldn't have worked out, and we've, like I said, seen plenty of times where one little thing will open it up. And I think if something like that happens, then maybe there's like a little bit of hope. But I'm just, like I said earlier, trying to finish out strong. Like if a win was to fall into my hands, then great, but I'd be perfectly content with just not doing anything dumb. So
Finishing it out strong, and you know, that is the hope that most have. So I wish you a lot of luck going into tonight and the rest of the races. I hope you do very well. And it was great having you in the booth there, Justin.
thank you.
All right, we have 49er with us as always. How you doing, 49er?
What? I'm doing pretty good. You know, I'm listening to the interview, and you know, yeah, you guys talked about it. That finish last week was ridiculous.
It was crazy.
You know, Dustin's in first, and then Ferrari not gets him, and then Justin gets him back, and you know, just back and forth. And then on the last lap, you know, Ferrari ended up in the grass, but Justin wasn't close enough to capitalize on it. But yeah, that race last week was crazy, Frozen.
It was nuts. I loved it. And they've had so many close races like this, so many close finishes. I feel like we could literally have highlights of every single final couple of laps, and everyone would just be like, wow, what incredible racing. Everyone's racing each other so clean, going sometimes 3 wide around the final corner to get to the line first. But yeah, absolutely crazy. But I do want to say we do have that giveaway, 49er. I don't want to leave that out. So Super David, he's already... You're a little early. I'm going to go ahead and open it now. So go ahead. Write in giveaway. It does cost 100 points to enter. So what you want to do is type exclamation point, then the word giveaway, type in 100, and that should get you in there. So you should be good to go with that. We will go ahead and do the giveaway probably mid-race to the later part of race. It just depends on what's going on, but we want to give everyone a nice chance to get in there. And if you do want to place a bet, be sure to do it. We will close those out after qualifying. 49er.
So does that mean I can get in?
Yes, absolutely. Put that in there. You already have Fallout Trav. I do want to say thank you and welcome to everyone entering the chat and that are here. It's going to be a heck of a battle tonight. It's going to be really cool, so I hope you guys enjoy the race tonight. We only have 2 races after tonight. It's going crazy. I also want to give a shout out to J-Mac, who is with us in the booth. How you doing tonight, J-Mac?
I'm doing just lovely, Frozen, I guess. A little warm, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Didn't ask for much more. Pretty nice.
Nice. This guy's going to be joining us in, going to be our in-race interview. So if a caution comes out, we're going to be checking in with J-Mac, seeing how it's going out there on the track. He is no stranger to the booth. He does the announcing with me for the NASCAR League. So it'll be good to have him in here for the in-race interview. But yeah, how do you feel about your chances tonight?
Well, it depends on how the strategy works out. I'm going to be a little off on overall speed by about a half a second, it looks like. So I'm going to have to try to out-strategize them. But it should be a fun race. It's what I had to do last year and came up just, I think, a lap and a half short. Or maybe it was on the last lap I got past. I don't even remember now. But yeah, last season was a nice close one, and hopefully we have a good and entertaining race today.
Absolutely. Thank you, J-Mac, and good luck to you tonight. 49er, do you know about the Corkscrew and Mazda Raceway? And what do you think we're going to see happening there tonight? It's the nice little downhill back and forth turn. That's the best thing I can call it. It gets very interesting in that. That's all I can say.
Yeah, you know better than to ask me if I know about any corkscrews. I don't even know about those when it comes to alcohol. Just looking at the layout of this track, you know, that little corner down there at the bottom that you're talking about, that looks like it's going to be fun. You know, the last few races we've had, turn 1 has either been great or it's been a disaster. So let's hope this is a little different.
Yeah, it's crazy. Let's talk about what we can expect tonight. We're going to go to qualifying. They will be ghosted. All they have to do is worry about the line that they're driving. Of course, you need a clean lap. We've said it all season long. If you do not have a clean lap, you will go to the back of the pack, even if you are the fastest. So it is very important to make sure that you run on the course within the track limits If you can do that and do it the fastest one, you will end up on pole, which is a very good thing, especially at a track like this where it's very difficult and very challenging with it. But we will have 33 laps tonight. We're going to see around a minute 13 for these guys to go around this 2-mile track. Tonight is a race about tires once again. Fuel's not going to be issue, but the tire wear, that is going to be the issue. People are going to possibly take 1 or 2 pit stops. It just depends on what they can do with the limits of their tires. It can go anywhere from 14 to 18 laps. So we'll see different strategies tonight on pit road. Pit road is not as long as other tracks that we've seen, so it is very doable to have 2 pit stops and still come out with the win, because those that are doing 1 pit stop, you have to give away so much time in order to drive it the way you need to and save those tires. So it's going to be different strategies tonight. It's going to be a very good race, 49er.
Yeah, I can't remember if I've driven this track or not, but this looks like one of those where certain parts of the track will be great for open racing, lots of driving and maneuvering and everything, and then you've got those points and parts in the race where in the track where hopefully everybody's thinned out, single file, respecting their space, so to speak, and allowing for clean racing, as you alluded to earlier. It's going to be interesting to see what happens as they start qualifying.
Absolutely. We see Justin out there. He was our driver spotlight of the night also. He is an SnB admin and the league owner. This guy is extremely busy, but he is out there on the road first. We see him out there, so I know his strategy. I'm not going to give it away yet, but hopefully it works well for him. We're going to have, like I said, a lot of guys on different strategies, so it's just a matter of who is it going to work for and who's going to come out on top. We saw him with a similar strategy last week, and it almost worked out for him, but Ferrari Nut, he came home with yet another win and has a huge gap between him and second place of J-Mac. So J-Mac is hoping to close that gap, but with only 2 races left after tonight, it's going to be extremely close. You see Votech going off the road just a little bit there, 49er. The corkscrew is a challenging spot, especially if you decide to go too wide.
You know what, Frozen, as we're watching the guys go through, excuse me, the track and the qualifying, I recognize this track. I drove this track actually a couple of days ago, and that corkscrew, I mean, first of all, you're going up the hill, so that puts a little extra emphasis, you need power to go up the hill, and then coming down the hill, that thing is blind, so if you're not ready for it by the time you get to the top, you could miss it and end up in the dirt, as we saw somebody do just now during qualifying. That whole thing could be mayhem for somebody if they're not paying attention.
Absolutely. I mean, there's been several times where the brakes aren't working exactly how I thought. I made it to the top and, well, made it a little too far, ramped on over almost through the entire corkscrew, which is not fun because you end up in the wall, and yeah, you just don't want to do it. And this is why I'm in the booth, guys. I'm just not good on this game, but it is a ton of fun watching these guys. I'm really in awe with the talents of these guys. I mean, they just really know their driving and when they can be aggressive, when to hold back, the lines of it. It's really an amazing thing to watch. So a lot of times I'm just watching, and I'm honestly in awe of what these guys can do and the limits they take with these vehicles. Is pretty awesome.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And something that we've talked about through the seasons is that, we already know that the veteran drivers, even with the newer tracks that get thrown into the season, they know what to expect because obviously they're veteran drivers. But every season we've had rookies that stand out in the season and show that they're capable of making a good season for themselves, and this season isn't short of that. We have some excellent drivers, both veteran and rookie. So yeah, and I'm sad that there's only this race and 2 more left.
I know. 49er, Driver spotlight, he is on pole. I think well, so far we still have the rest of this lap to do, but so far he does have the fastest time with a minute 14. They still have a little bit more to go to increase their spot and lower the time, so we'll see if Justin can do that or if someone will beat him out. As long as it's clean, as long as it's clean and that remains the time for the rest of this qualifying session, he will be on pole, but we'll see what happens after this.
Yep. And you know, this I'm sure that everybody's going to be trying to get that good run, that fast lap. You know, hopefully everybody's put in a lot of time to get familiar with this track. I'm anxious to see who's gonna end up with the pole, because anything could happen. I haven't heard. I'm looking at the times, but I haven't seen anything too faster than Justin yet. But you know, that could change in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, and just as you say, it could change in a blink of an eye. Duke the Rebel beats him out by a few thousandths of a second. This guy had pole a couple of times so far this season. He is on fire with a 114.019. Leave Justin on the outside with a 114.042. Absolutely incredible. So I want to see what Ferrari net. We've seen him on pole quite a bit. He's out there with a 114.2. We have JMEC with a 114.8. We have a lot of varying times out there. 116, 123, 117, but surprisingly, everyone has a clean lap. Absolutely incredible for these guys. So the order is for the front row will be Duke on pole, Leaf Justin on the outside.
And those times are ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane. They're not as fast as I thought they would be with a 113. That's what I was, a few of them were running, but within the 3 laps that they had, pretty fast out there with a 114, and Duke the Rebel just pulling out another pole for the season. So great job to him. If you guys do want to get a bet in for the winner, go ahead and place that. I will put that out there so you guys can see everything. And if you want to take part in the giveaway, get that in there. We only have a couple of takers for the giveaway, guys. So yeah, put that in there. You gotta make sure that you want it. So put it in there. We'll call that out mid-race to the end of the race. But yeah, it's gonna be a crazy race tonight. I'm excited for it. We got 49er going in there.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. Hopefully we get
once
more
I
people.
figured out how to spell giveaway.
I remember one time I was trying to show somebody how to do it, and I probably misspelled giveaway. I don't know, a good 3 times. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. 49er.
So,
yes, go ahead.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Okay.
Because last week, I don't recall how many cautions we had, but I don't think it was too many. So I'm gonna put you on the spot, and let's see what you think. Because this track, you know, as you alluded to earlier, you know, you got the corkscrew, and you've got a couple other places where the turns are unforgiving. So what do you think for cautions?
Cautions, you know, if we can get through the first lap, it's the same story, just a different race. If we can get through that first lap, people start to get spread out. And I don't think we're gonna see any cautions, but I'm gonna say 1 to 2 cautions, but I don't even know if we're gonna see that, honestly. If these guys are playing it cool tonight and we see the patience out there, I don't think we're gonna see any. We've had so many races this season, almost half of them, where it's been completely caution free, and tonight is definitely doable. It's a technical track, it's a challenging track, but it is doable.
I don't think I did the giveaway right because I don't have that confirmation from your bot. But oh well, that just means I get to keep my points.
You don't have it in there. Let's see.
That's okay.
I put you in there for you. All right.
I must have spelled giveaway wrong.
I don't think you did. Weird. Who else did a giveaway? Did anyone else do a giveaway and I didn't get it in there?
Um, so far I think it's just 3 of us.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and shut down betting. So if you want it, get it in there because it is going down. We have a couple of them out there for the betting, but it should be good to go. It is the Horse King. What's up, Mr. Horse? How you doing? All right, betting has stopped. The giveaway is still up and going. So if you still want to take part, go for it. The race is going to start 33 laps. Pit road, I think these guys will start coming down pit road anywhere from 14 to 18. We're going to see a couple of different strategies. Some might take 1 pit stop. Some might take 2. Let's see if we can talk with J-Mac and if he can give any secrets away. He may not want to tell us, but J-Mac, you got a copy?
Do indeed.
Are you willing to give any secrets out with strategy, what you plan on doing tonight, or are you going to keep that nugget to yourself?
I mean, I could definitely say the different strategies you could do. I mean, there's obviously trying to one stop it and doing it 17 and 16 or 16 and 17. I think 17 and 16 might be the way to go if you can do it without giving up too much speed. And then the other school of thought is to split it in thirds and do 11, 11, 11. You know, and just don't let the tires get too worn, and just split it into thirds and keep the math easy and keep your internal calculator in your brain from having to start smoking. So, not sure. I mean, you know me. I'm probably gonna do the same thing I did last season and try to go 17 this first stint. It's gonna be real tough with the pace lap, and then it all depends on how hard I have to race here early on. But I think the 3 drivers that are faster than me are starting in front of me, and if we can just have a good clean start here. I think I have a pretty good spot to just kind of settle into a pace, but we're gonna have to see how it all shakes out.
Absolutely. Like I said, good luck to you tonight. I think you'll be right up there up front as usual. So it'll be cool to see what happens. Strategy races are always crazy, 49er, and it makes for an extremely interesting race and a very, very close finish. So I'm excited to see what these guys do, which way they go, and how it works out for them.
You know, you're absolutely right, and as J-Mac alluded to, you know, the different drivers are going to have their own strategies. Cautions, you know, hopefully we don't have any, but if there are some, depending on how many, you know, then you've got to think, do I, you know, screw up my strategy and go in on a caution, or do I stick to my plan? So it could, you know, cautions are definitely something that could play a key role in this and whether or not they take advantage of it, but I'm anxious for this to get going.
I hear ya. Yeah, I think they're getting ready. We had Skyland join in. Let's make sure that he is here. He showed up a little late, so he will start in the back of the pack. But he is here and ready to go, so they should get started any second now. But we have a big field, a nice field. Skyland will be in the back. Everyone else, they had a clean lap, so we had no one moving to the back, which is great to see. But let's get this grid started and introduce these drivers. Only 2 races left after this. I can't. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
I can't, you know, and let's just enjoy this one.
I hear ya. Okay. We have an interesting start here. 49er is on the road and Duke is on top of him. So we'll go ahead and introduce. Yeah, it shows you on the screen here. But Duke the Rebel, he is your pole sitter. Number 86 Honda for Raging Redneck Racing. Fast car out there tonight, so good luck to him. On the outside, in second, we have Leaf Justin. He was our driver spotlight. He drives that number 24 Chevy for Racing A Racing. In third, we have points leader Ferrari Nut 94. He's in the number 62 Honda for Nighthawk Williams Racing. In fourth, we have J-Mac Attack in the number 1 car. Chevy, he's Racing A Racing. He is the defending champ of last season. In 5th, we have Larry B the G. That's weird. It's not showing the right number, but he's number 73 Honda for Redemption Racing. In 6th, we have Votek. He is out there in the number 76 Chevy for A-Tech Racing. And in 7th, go ahead and take it away for Flow Dog 49er.
All right, starting in 7th place, we have Flow Dog driving the number 81 Chevy for Fluffball Motorsports. Starting in 8th, we have David McNineteen89, who is driving the number 89 Honda, part of the Underdog Racing team. Starting in 9th, we have Pirate Monkey driving the number 16 Harley Davidson racing car. And now turn to the left. Now turn to the right. I had to do that. I'm sorry. Starting in 10th, we have Dion for Dub driving the number 42 Honda, another part of that Underdog Racing team. And last but certainly not least, starting in 11th, we have Skyland driving the number 4 Chevy, another part of that Fluffball Motorsports. And that is your starting lineup
And
grid.
as you heard it from 49er, that is your starting lineup here. Duke the Rebel will lead him off for a pace lap. Unfortunately, we are not seeing these guys paint schemes. That is a nice glitch, so they are just in the regular paint schemes here, but no worries. Duke the Rebel will lead us off. Once we come around the final turn here, we will go ahead and have him count it down to lead him off. But man, 33 laps tonight is going to be crazy. I'm excited. Let's go ahead and bring up the points while these guys are getting lined up. See if we can go ahead and take a look. The points are crazy. Ferrari Nut has such a huge padding. He's out there with 251 points, with our defending champ from last season, J-Mac, in second with 205 points. In third, we have, who is currently the pole sitter right now, Duke the Rebel with 170 points. In fourth, we have Wow, That's Garbage. I do believe he honestly had to back out of the league. He is sitting currently in fourth with 158 points. Justin is in fifth. He's our driver spotlight tonight. He is 152 points. Flow Dog is in sixth. Skyland in seventh. Votek is in eighth. Hayden Salmons in ninth. 10th is Larry B the G. 11th is Dion for Dub. 12th is David. And 13th is Pirate Monkey with 27. But a great field here tonight. I'm excited to get this started. It's almost there, 49er.
I know. And I'm really anxious to see not only how they manage the first turn, but as we ride with them while they go get ready to start and get ready to line up, how everybody handles that corkscrew at the top of the hill and how they come down the hill, because I know I suck at driving, but still, if you misplay that and come at it the wrong way, you're not ready for it, you could end up, you could just jump the whole thing. It's that deep.
It is. It's extremely deep. And here we go. We're hitting the final turn. Duke the Rebel will start us off, so let's make sure we're good to go with him. Counting it down, this first turn is going to be crazy around the hairpin. So we're going to have to take it easy around that turn, but here they go. They are off for Mazda Raceway, Laguna Seca. We have these guys. So far, so good. Justin taking a wide. Duke absolutely loses it through the first turn. Loses a ton of spots. Ferrari Nut takes over first. Justin in second. J-Mac in third. I don't know what happened to Duke, but man, huge mistake right there. That's the first turn for you, 49er. Absolutely incredible.
Absolutely. And how many times have we said it where there's been a race during the course of a season and the first turn bites you in the butt every time, and everybody came up to that turn. It looked like it was going to be a clean turn. Don't know what happened to Duke, but he was way out there.
Yeah, let's take a look at Duke and see where he made up and where he ended up. 10th place, our pole sitter going from 10th from 1st to 10th, and Justin and J-Mac with a little bit of contact as they head through the corkscrew. Everything's okay, but man, brutal start for Duke.
Yeah, Frozen. You know, don't want to beat a dead horse. That first turn does everybody in all the time. You know, I'm sure that Duke, he's got to let it go. It's what's done is done, and now he's got to focus on the race. We're only on lap 3 of 35, so he's got plenty of time to make up some ground. We've still got pit stops and everything, so he's just got to let it go and recover. Riding with J-Mac right now as he's staying close to Justin while they maneuver through the race right now. It's still early. You don't want to do anything crazy, but you don't want to let Ferrari get too far ahead.
Exactly. And a 49er, we already did have a taker for pit road. I'm assuming damage. Dion 4 Dub was the taker for pit road. I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but we have a Sky who is way off pace compared to everyone else, off track compared to them. 91% fuel. I don't see any damage out there. Not sure what happened with him.
It could be any one of a bunch of things, you know, Frozen. This track is just, you know, you talked about it earlier. It's one of those where, you know, if you don't hit the marks just right, you could end up in the dirt, you know. So there's no telling what happened to them. Hopefully they get it fixed and get back out on the track and try to make the best race that they can. Because points are points.
Absolutely. Every point counts. Every position matters. These guys are heading into turn 1, and I'll tell you what, that is a scary situation. We have a nice glitch out here. 49ers car is just sitting in the middle of the road. J-Mac drove straight through it. I know, but J-Mac probably doesn't see it, luckily. But, man, that about gave me a heart attack.
I don't even see it.
Apparently my game is glitching out. No paint schemes are, you know, showing up for me, and random cars on the track. So I'm sure I literally just had a heart attack, but luckily he's good to go. But Ferrari Nut about 500 feet in front of Justin after that first lap mishap with Duke. He is out there putting quite a gap over second place. J-Mac trying to hang on to Justin. Ferrari Nut going through that corkscrew, looking really well out there. These turns, I'll tell you what, they are very technical, and you really have to prepare and make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing out there. It can get away from you quite easily.
You hit the nail on the head, you know. I mean, it's good that it's been clean so far, and you know, aside from the two cars that had their individual incidents, but for the most part, everything's been clean. And once you get those laps under your belt and figure out where your turns are going to be, your marks and all that, then it's just up to you to try to drive the track as best you can, and try to keep everything in perspective as far as, you know, staying true to your strategies. I'm still riding with J-Mac. You are right, though. Justin is starting to open up a gap on him. Meanwhile, Flow Dog is closing in on J-Mac.
Let's take a look at Flow Dog out here. Mr. Flatball Motorsports currently sitting out there in 4th, about 200 feet behind J-Mac Attack. Doing really well. I really wish this thing could show paint schemes. I'm kind of tempted to back out and get back in, but I'm a little nervous.
Don't you dare. Don't
I might. Because we have the car sitting on the road. Let's go ahead and do it. We're going to get out real quick and get back in. I have faith that everything will be fixed when we get back in. We're already getting in. Just a quick black screen, but man, great racing so far, 49er. We see we're back here. The car is gone. Paint schemes are not back though, but at least the car's gone. So we fixed that. Okay, now I have a new issue. What is going on? Ferrari Nut, did he move to 8th, or is just is my screen just freaking out here? What's going on?
Ferrari Nut is still in 1st. He has a roughly 700 foot gap on himself, between himself and Justin. Justin is still currently in 2nd, and J-Mac is still currently in 3rd.
All right, so now we have a new glitch. It is showing Ferrari Nut as last place and Justin as the leader, so you fix one glitch, you get another.
I told you not to go.
I know. Now I'm curious if I should get out again, but I'm scared. I'm a little scared. But yeah, man, I'll tell you what. Ferrari Nut looking very, very strong out there. These top three. Almost an even gap between these top three, but we have a nice little midsection going on here with Flow Dog, who's currently in fourth. Did it fix it? Yeah, it just fixed it. Ferrari Nut is back in first. We are good. This thing is like freaking out, 49er. This is crazy.
Well, it's better to happen to you up in the booth than to happen to you if you were a driver. So
I guess so. I guess so. But going back to the midsection here, we have Flow Dog in fourth. We have Duke the Rebel making his way back up to fifth after that last mishap. This guy is so strong this season and proving week after week. So can he finish that out tonight? He had, you know, a bad first lap, first turn, so he's gonna have a lot of catching up to do. Some of these guys are gonna take one pit stop. The rest are going to take 2 pit stops, so we're gonna see different strategies. Dion already had to go in for a pit stop, I'm assuming for damage. I did not see it out there, but he was already in pit road by the time I saw him. But look how far behind he is, 49er. If this race went on for a long time, our leader Ferrari Nut, he might catch up to Dion if we weren't on lap 8 already.
yeah, and you know, as with all races, it's unfortunate that, you know, something happened, whether it be a bad turn or a misjudged turn, or maybe just something happened, you know, with the game itself. I don't know. It's unfortunate that that happens to the drivers, because we've had a, you know, variety of things happen. But hopefully Dion can, you know, get back in there and you know, keep up the fight. Points are points, as you said earlier. Right now, I'm riding with Duke, who he's made his way all the way up to 5th, and he is in the rearview mirror of Flow Dog.
He sure is. He is all over Flow Dog as Flow Dog takes it wide. He swoops up underneath. He's got J-Mac ahead of him that he can see, so he is going to try to work on J-Mac as they are going through the corkscrew. J-Mac is... all these guys are actually very quiet over the radio. They are all just concentrating on their lines, making sure that they are doing what they need to do. Now remember, for those that are doing the 1 pit stop here, they're going to run a little bit slower times than those that are doing a 2 pit stop. They have to really take care of those tires, so we're going to see Duke move through the field, especially for those people that are going to do a 1 pit stop. It's all about tire wear tonight. It's not a fuel race. So as long as their tires can hold on to it, the people who are doing a 1 pit stop, they're going to have to at least go to lap 17 to make it up to 33 laps. Remember, we had a pace lap at the beginning. We're going to have a cool down lap at the end. So as soon as we hit 35, the race is over. We're going to declare a winner, and then we'll have a cool down lap. So a lot of strategy to think.
You know, you don't want, I mean, strategy is important, tire wear, fuel, and all that. So what do you think? Duke has made up a considerable amount of ground from having to, play catch up because of the bad first turn on the first lap. So what does his tire and fuel situation look like?
Let's take a look at his tire situation. We're gonna get in there in the damage. 54% fuel, 42 on tire, so he is looking just fine so far. Duke, I think he's gonna be one that is on a 2 pit stop strategy. J-Mac, he's on the opposite end. Now, J-Mac is one of the best drivers out there in this league that can do as far as saving tires and fuel. He's really, really good at it. So, and he can also run really competitive lap times. That is really hard to do, to be able to do all of that. Sky might be another one, but I'm not sure if he's even been able to take a look at the strategy of it. Justin is another one. He's currently in second place. He's gonna do a 1 pit stop strategy, and for him to run the times that he's doing right now, absolutely incredible. Duke, he's on the move though. I believe that he will do a 2 pit stopper, and so he is just trying to run as fast as he can and get through the laps.
Yeah, I came back here to 9th place following Skyland, currently in 9th, trying to gain some ground on David, who is currently in 8th. Just driving the race that, I'm sure he's keeping true to his strategy and everything. David taking the turn a little bit wide, giving Skyland a chance to get on him, but then David obviously coming out of the turn faster, getting on the gas. David in 8th, Skyland in 9th, frozen.
Yeah, it's very, very close, and we have Pirate Monkey in 10th directly behind him, so it's going to be extremely close. These 3 are having a very tight race. You can see on the track map, the rest of these guys are very well spread out, but we have 8th, 9th, and 10th extremely close together as Sky is trying to make a move on David. Gets underneath him. I can hear David say over the radio, I'm not going to be able to do it. So Sky takes over 8th, David in 9th, Pirate Monkey back there in 10th, and he is looking to make a move on David. We'll see what they can do.
Absolutely. As a driver, you gave up the spot to Skyland. So now you got to get your wits back about you, because now you've got Pirate Monkey knocking on the door as well, and you don't want to lose control over what you're doing. You fight the fight, but if you can't do what you need to do without causing any wrecks, then just let it go. We're only on lap 12 of 35, so there's still plenty of race to go. Don't cause any unnecessary mishaps trying to hold on to a position this early in the race.
Absolutely. I'm taking a look at Votech right now. We're on board with him. He is currently in 7th with Larry B the G in 6th, directly ahead of him. Oh no, what happened?
Skyland took a turn a little bit wide. David got 8th back. Pirate Monkey couldn't take advantage of it because Skyland was able to get back on the track and maintain 9th position. So you have David in 8th, Skyland in 9th, and Pirate Monkey still in 10th. He did better of himself by he knew he couldn't get ground on Skyland, so instead of them coming back on the track, Sky coming back on the track and Pirate causing an accident, he just let him get on. But yeah, it's still intense back here. 8th, 9th,
Absolutely.
and 10th.
Even, in the back of the pack, very intense racing, and they're doing a great job back there. Back and forth. There is a couple of mistakes being made, which is causing them to switch positions here, but man, these 3 are on top of each other. We have Pirate Monkey trying to make a move on Sky. Sky trying to catch up to David and make his move back. But man, oh man, and it's a crazy track to do that. There's not a ton of spots to make a move here. I just hear Sky apologize to David with that contact going through that turn. These guys are playing very, very nice, very clean racing, but overall, the radio is very quiet tonight.
Yeah, and that's a tribute to all of the drivers. You want to win the race, you want to move up in position, you want to get those crucial points. You also want to be respectful to your fellow drivers. So if you accidentally tap somebody trying to get the position, or move somebody out of the way, as Skyland and David are side by side and Sky just took over 8th, you want to be respectful and apologize, and show that driver courtesy and that driver respect. So hats off to Sky.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, Sky made that move. He made it back, got that position back. I do want to give a shout out to everyone in chat. Thank you so much for joining. French Retreat. It costs 100 points to do the giveaway, so you just do ! giveaway space and then 100 to enter that. We will do the giveaway soon. We're on lap 14 of 35. We see our leader Ferrari Nut making his way through the corkscrew. No cautions tonight, and I had a feeling that is the way it would go. These drivers, they know the deal with turn one. Turn one has been the most brutal for a ton of these tracks. So they know the deal. They know they just have to be patient with it. We saw Duke the Rebel give away. He was on pole. We saw him give that away quickly in turn one. Went all the way back to 10th. He is already making his way up through the field, currently sitting in 4th after that first last mishap. He is directly behind J-Mac, who is sitting in 3rd, but man, these guys are doing a terrific job, but they are most definitely spread out throughout the field.
Yeah, and you know what, Frozen? It's you can't say enough about how good these drivers are. Whether you're in first place or whether you're in last place, everybody's driving the race that they had picked out for themselves, but they're also driving clean. You know, I'm gonna throw it out there because I know every time I say there are no cautions, then something bad happens. So I'm not gonna say it. I'm just gonna say that they're driving a good race and everything's been great so far.
So far, so good. We'll knock on some wood there. Duke quickly catching up to J-Mac.
Wow.
Passes J-Mac. I don't know if that is a maneuver so that J-Mac can let him go by and J-Mac can possibly save those tires. I think on his end, it is more of a factor of, I'm on lap 15. I'm going to be saving a little bit more here. He is running my tires down, so I'm going to go ahead and let him go by, let him wear his tires down, and I'll save mine.
Exactly. I'm sure that's probably what it was. You know, we're still early enough in the race. As you heard, our in-car driver interview, possibly, if you know, something happens where we need to talk to him, alluded to that everybody has their strategies and he's just sticking true to his. It's no need battling right now because it's still early in the race. So, you know, you can have the battle and I will see you at the war later.
Absolutely. I mean, there's two different strategies going on here tonight, and I'm surprised we haven't. Well, as soon as I say that, we do have a couple of takers for pit road. We have Pirate Monkey in, we have Votech in. These guys were battling it out earlier. They are on pit road. We have Votech coming off of pit road. Pirate Monkey is still in there. Let's take a look at Votech. He is coming out as possibly our leaders will. No, our leader is still hasn't even hit the front stretch there. But yeah, we do have a couple of takers for pit road. Votech is possibly on a 2 pit stopper. He is definitely will not be able to make it the rest of the way here as far as tires go. So we'll see that strategy taken off here. I don't see any leaders coming in. Let's see if we have any takers, but it's going to be close, 49er.
And we could expect nothing less except, you know, close racing. Right now, I am riding with Skylin, currently in 7th place. And just as I was about to say, he's trying to make a move on Larry B the G. Larry went into the pits. So now Skylin is currently in 6th.
Yeah, moves up a spot. Larry taking a pit stop. He's going to be one to make 2 pit stop adjustments. So we have a couple of takers already. If you recall, Dion went in super early. So he is going to have to make another stop. We'll see. Let's take a look at Dion and see how he's doing. He's currently running in 11th. I want to take a look at his tire wear. He's at 62%. Should be doing okay for now. But in another couple of laps, it will be a different story. Once we hit 80% tire wear, it can get pretty brutal out there.
Yeah, and with all these turns, excuse me, and, you know, just hopefully he's, well, I mean, I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe, you know, I think he was involved in something earlier where he may have had to go in. So if he had a strategy where he was only going to do 1 stop, well, that went out the window. So now maybe he's still trying to figure out what he's going to do.
So true. We do have one of our leaders going in. Leaf Justin, he went in. He is currently coming out. Flow Dog went into pit road. He is on his way out also. So we're going to see what Justin can do out here, making up some time. We are on lap 18 of 35. And Ferrari Nut, I'm kind of curious if he's going to try the 1 pit stop here because I haven't seen him go in. So Surprisingly to me, it looks like he's going to be on that one pit stop strategy.
Yep, I'm looking to see what lap times are because with Ferrari in second, and you don't know what his strategy is, and
Well, he
Duke,
just went in.
I'm sorry, Ferrari in first, and he just went in, and Duke is going in too. So there goes anything that I was going to say about either one of them.
They are going in. J-Mac going in. So a bunch of takers on pit road. So everyone is going in around the same time. Very interesting for these guys. Justin is coming around the final turn, getting ready to head out there. Ferrari Nut already on his way out. Let's see how these guys fare and how they catch up. Ferrari Nut has such a huge lead. No problem for him going in as the leader and coming out as the leader. Justin takes over second again. Duke the Rebel, he is in third. J-Mac comes out, he is in fourth.
And I don't know if you saw it, Frozen, but I gotta tip my hat to Duke the Rebel, because as he was coming out of the pits and Justin was coming up the track, Duke could have gone on the track because Justin hadn't gotten there yet, but he must have known that Justin was close enough that if he came out, it would have caused an accident. So he waited till Justin went by and then he came out. So I'm tipping my hat to him, because I'm hoping that he did that because he didn't want to cause a wreck. And in all actuality, he could have had something in his eye and his finger wasn't on the gas pedal. I don't know.
You never know. You never know. But these guys, you know, they tend to race very clean, and it's always very tight racing. But you see, he is only about 200 feet behind Justin as they enter that final turn onto the front stretch, past the start-finish line as we head into lap 20 of 35. Ferrari Nut is just gone. This guy is just on a roll out there, doing what he is needing to do to make it out there. Last week, if you tuned into it, he made a mistake on the final lap and almost threw the race away, and Justin almost won. But very close battle between the two, racing neck and neck for several laps, battling it out for the win. Ferrari, though, made it past and won the race, but man, it was an exciting race to say the least.
It was, and just the laps leading up to the last lap, you know, Justin in the lead, Ferrari takes it, then takes it away, then Justin takes it right back. I mean, we had at least 2 or 3 laps of that, and then, you know, Ferrari making that mistake on the last lap, and unfortunately Justin not close enough to take advantage of it. So, you know, last week was an exciting race. I think this one's hopefully it'll be even if it's not in the front, because Ferrari Nut has a huge lead. Right now, I'm riding with Votech, currently in 8th, who has his sights on 7th place, Larry B. the G.
You and I both, 49er, I wanted to take a look at this battle as these guys head through the corkscrew. Larry B. the G in 7th, Votech in 8th, and these guys have been very close all night. A couple of close battles here. This is one of them, and we have another close battle between 9th and 10th, it looks like, possibly. But these two just right in front, you know, right next to each other. Votech directly behind Larry. We're going to see if Votech can make any moves on Larry, but so far, you know, they go through a turn. One has a better entry than the other one, and one has a better exit than the other one, so they're kind of even right now. We're not going to see anything made, any moves being made anytime soon, I don't think.
Yeah, and I did come back here to watch. Oh, okay. I don't know what happened. Pirate Monkey just went into the dirt as I was about to say, he was battling, trying to get 9th position away from David, and then Pirate drove it into the dirt. So I'm not sure what happened with that. Still, it's still good racing on both of them. David's opening up a little bit of space, so that takes care of that.
Yeah, it looks like we have a battle getting ready to brew up here for 2nd place. Justin currently P2. We have Duke the Rebel, who was our pole sitter, He is currently sitting in third, directly behind Justin, putting the pressure on. I don't hear anything over the radio. It has been quiet most of the night. These guys just doing their thing, trying to make sure they're following through on the strategy they need, saving those tires. This course is very rough on the tires, and they have to watch it. Once you hit those higher laps there, it gets very challenging to drive. And Duke and Justin are just driving their hearts out right now as they enter the corkscrew. Duke the Rebel all over Justin, directly behind him. It is just going to be so close.
And this is one of those battles that you love to see. Two really, really, really good drivers fighting for position. One trying to gain the spot, the other one trying to hold off and lose the spot. And I mean, this is what we come to the Indy League for every season, is for battles like this. As Justin going into turn one, hold on. Dude's
Duke
looking
the
inside.
Rebel. Yeah, trying to take a peek on the inside. Couldn't do it. Still hangs out in third behind Justin, but I guarantee he's going to be trying again very shortly. We have Ferrari Nut running a 1:13. He has the fastest lap out there so far, and you can tell he is just absolutely gone.
Yeah, and that he's just driving the wheels off that thing. He has nothing to worry about because he has such a large gap and no challengers anywhere in sight, so he can drive however he wants to drive. Meanwhile, we're still back here watching Duke the Rebel in third figure out how he's going to get past Leaf Justin, currently in second.
You know, they still have few laps left. We're on 23 of 35, so if I were him, just keep working on him. Make him wear out those tires. That is probably going to be his goal right now. Just put the pressure on him, make him wear those out, and then he can make the move when he needs to. Justin is just thinking, you know, just hold my stuff together. Don't wear the tires out too much. I've already done my pit stop. Duke the Rebel dives underneath. Can he take it? There he goes. He takes over second place. I don't know if that is another thing of Justin saying, you know what? I'm not going to get the tire wear going right now. Let him take it, and I'll make the move later on in the run when I know everything is okay. We'll see. Duke the Rebel, he's very fast out there, so only time will tell.
Yeah, and just like you said, you know, you want to believe that Justin fought off Duke as long as he could, but realizing that there's still plenty of time and anything could happen, maybe he just thought better of it and just but maybe didn't put up as much of a fight. You know, Duke made an aggressive inside move on Justin. So Justin probably just figured, okay, I'm not causing any accidents. We're too far in the race. I'm going to let you go.
You know, it very well could be. You got to remember, Duke was on pole. Fastest time out there. Or was he on pole? Now, all of a sudden I don't remember. But man, I know he was fast out there. I believe. Was it Ferrari on pole or Duke 49er? Why am I all of a sudden just completely blank?
Duke the Rebel was on pole. I believe
Yes.
He had a 1:14.0.
Yes, that was crazy. So he was just a tiny bit faster. I'm waiting for this menu to go over to what lap times they're running right now. See who is faster than the other. Justin is running a 1:15. Duke the Rebel running a 1:13. Justin is obviously saving his tires right now as he is falling back. Duke is just trying to gain on Ferrari Nut, trying to run the fastest race he can, but I don't know that he's going to be able to make up all the time he needs on our current leader of Ferrari Nut, but he's going to try.
Well, the loop data that I'm looking at, Ferrari Nut ran a 1:13.7 and Duke ran a 1:13.6. So both of them just driving like crazy.
Yeah, so close. We're currently on board with Dion 4 Dub at the moment. I'm not sure what happened to him at the beginning of the race, but he did go in for an early pit stop. He is the final one out here. He has Pirate Monkey ahead of him, but right now he is pretty close to Flow Dog out there, who is running in 5th.
Yep. And once again, Frozen, I came back here to 10th place to watch Pirate Monkey as he's still trying to. Oh, well, there. You know, I don't know what it is. I highlight these drivers. I get ready to say that there's a battle between Pirate and David goes into the pits.
It has happened every single time tonight. It is cracking me up, honestly. Pirate Monkey out there in 9th. David going in for another pit stop. He is 10th. We have our leader coming up, going around him as he is trying to exit pit road. But man, Ferrari is just on fire out there. I don't know that there is any chance for anyone to catch him for the remainder of the season, especially if he takes home the win tonight. He's got a huge gap between him and second place of J-Mac. He's out there current 114.0 for the lap time. But yeah, he is about 1,600 feet ahead of Duke the Rebel. It is, I can't even say it's going to be close. The close race is going to be between 2nd and 3rd if this continues on. These guys are very tight racing.
Yeah. You know, lap 27 of 35, you don't want to give the race to Ferrari. However, you can't ignore the huge gap that he has between 1st and 2nd. I'd also like to point out that once again, those two teammates of that Racing A Racing, Justin in 3rd and his road dog, side dog, partner, J-Mac right behind him.
Yeah, you know, these two are always, if one's in 3rd, the other's in 4th. If one's winning, the other's in 2nd. It's crazy. They've been teammates in several leagues now. But yeah, the driving style, how they approach things, they obviously they talk, they help each other out, and it shows on track. I mean, these guys are doing really well. They're 2nd in team standings, so you can't fight that. That they do a great job.
Absolutely, and hats off to them. That just means that they are a great team and great at working together. Frozen, I'm watching Duke the Rebel currently in 2nd as he's trying to figure out how to get past lap traffic. 9th place, David. David let him go by, nice and easy, and that takes care of that.
Yeah, I heard over the radio, David saying, take the right side, I'll let you on by, and off Duke goes. Duke has not said a word, and Duke is not one to be quiet. So he is just concentrating on that race. And doing what he needs to do, having a strong showing tonight, especially after that first lap. I've said it before, I'll say it again. So competitive out here. Race after race gets better and better, and after moving all the way back to the back of the pack after that first lap incident, he has made his way to 2nd, and man, I know that he wishes that first lap didn't happen, but he's doing a heck of a job out there.
Yes, he is, Frozen, and you know we don't know what happened. Only Duke knows what happened going on that first turn of the first lap. So, you know, you unfortunately for me, it throws me into the what if game. What if Duke was able to hold on and make that turn complete and stay in front? What kind of a battle will we have now? And Ferrari, where would he play in all of this? But now, I mean, Duke's driving like a man possessed because he's trying to gain ground on Ferrari. But we're on lap 29 of 35, Frozen, and I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah, you can see it on the track map there. Ferrari is on his own little island, and the rest of these guys have some lap traffic to deal with. But man, all in all, these guys are very spread out throughout the track here tonight, and I was kind of expecting that. We saw a lot of different qualifying times, and it's showing right now. We're on lap 30 of 35, so I want to go ahead and do the giveaway, guys. We're going to close that up, and we're going to pick a winner, so let's pick that winner as we're waiting. The winner is Sober David, and he is out there on track, so I'll let him know after the race is over, but he has won the giveaway out there. So congratulations to him. He will be getting a code for Fallout 76.
Oh, was that a game?
What'd you think it was?
I didn't even know what the I didn't even know what the prize was. I just signed up.
49er, what if it was like you get to clean my house for a week or something, and you're out there signing up, and what happens if you win?
Yeah, I'll send my cleaning service out there because I have somebody come do my house. I'll send them to where you are, and they can do yours.
Oh, you're cracking me up, fella. Good grief.
I know, right? Pay attention.
I know. Let's go take a look at David out there. He is the winner of the giveaway here, but he is currently sitting in 9th. And man, oh man, look right behind him. We have Pirate Monkey currently in 10th, and he is just trying to do all he can to make up a position and get that 9th spot from David. David is not going for it. He's like, no sirree, I'm gonna keep racing my race out here and keep all I can get.
Yeah, you know, we talk about it in every single race and every single season, whether you're in first place or in last place. Those points are important, you know, because an experience is the best teacher. So even if you're currently in 10th place and you're battling for 9th place, you still want to put up a fight. Whoa! Votech in the dirt. Duke the Rebel able to get by without any incident. But like I said, yeah, it doesn't matter where you are in the race. You still want to drive the best race that you can.
Absolutely. I want to go on board with Votech. He is a lapped car out there, currently sitting in 8th. We have Justin behind him. Duke the Rebel, as 49er said, got around him. But it looks like Duke is putting a little bit of a gap on Justin there. These guys are very, very close considering, but let's take a look. I gotta go back to David. I'm hearing a lot of commotion over the radio. We still have Pirate Monkey directly behind him, but man, oh man, these guys just battling it out for 9th, and it's getting crazy. We're on lap 32 of 35. Once we hit 35, the race is over, and you see J-Mac as they're coming around the corner. J-Mac is 4th, and he's coming up on these guys. We're gonna see how they fare with that, if that holds J-Mac up, or they're gonna let him by. But Pirate Monkey and David, these two are rookies, and they will be going for Rookie of the Year. Let's see if they can take it. But in 2 weeks, we will be doing the award ceremony. We do it every year, and it's a lot of fun. But we'll see what they can do out there.
Yeah, and even if you're not racing for the championship, you know, if you're in the middle or the bottom part of the point standings, you still have something to race for, because, you know, you could be getting Rookie of the Year or Most Improved Driver, or, you know, anything's possible. So like I said earlier, you still got to drive the best race you can on every single track, because anything, you know, there's still a lot to race for.
Absolutely. The race is winding down though, and Ferrari is just so far ahead. He would have to make a grave mistake in order to lose this race. I mean, he is 2,600 feet ahead. He's at 74% for tire wear, so he's getting up there. But once we hit 35, the race is over. So if he can hold that out, he will be the winner here tonight at Laguna Seca. But Duke the Rebel is going to try all he can to hold on to that second, and Justin is going to do all he can to take it from him.
Yeah, I think, you know, given the distance between Ferrari and Duke, and being on lap 33 of 35, or at least where Duke is at, we're on 34 of 35. I mean, I think we can pretty much, you know, like you said, unless Ferrari has a total meltdown and starts driving in reverse or something, the race is his to lose. Duke still has about 600 or 700 feet advantage on Justin. So, yeah, I think we're looking at what's going to end up being the standings. What do you think, Frozen?
I'm thinking so, 49er. I think you called it. There's just such huge gaps between these guys tonight. It is a very challenging technical track, and so many different lap times were going around tonight that there wasn't a lot of room to be making up positions. I mean, you can see it on there. We are on the final lap, and there's only a few more turns, then Ferrari Nut wins this. He's currently going through the corkscrew, and with that tire wear, let's take a look at the tire wear, but he's at 81%, so he's hurting, guys. He's got a little bit more sliding. He's gonna have to slow her down a little bit, but even with that, he's still gonna be able to take it as he heads around the final turn. We're gonna get Ferrari Nut, get him across the line as the winner. What's going on? Ferrari Nut is the winner here at Laguna Seca. What do we have, 49er?
Wow, David, what are you doing? David was all over the track going into the corkscrew, and Pirate Monkey just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And just like we said, with those battles going on in the back and points being as important as possible, Pirate Monkey took away 9th place from David.
Wow, absolutely incredible. We did have Duke the Rebel cross the line for 2nd, Justin cross it for 3rd, J-Mac will take home 4th, Flow Dog, we're still trying to get across the line. He will top out your top 5 there, but man, I know that David is a little frustrated in chat. Hopefully the giveaway will cheer him up a little bit. But a crazy race tonight, guys. Only 2 more races after this.
Yes, and you know, we got to give credit where credit is due. No cautions on a track like this. That's just a credit to all of the drivers, whether they were in first or last. All the drivers drove a hell of a race, kept it clean, just like you had referred to earlier, and we didn't have a single caution. It was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know if we can get a copy from J-Mac. I'll just put a little buzz in his ear, see if he can join us. But J-Mac, if you can join us, how do you feel your race went?
Oh, hold on.
You're good. It was so...
Okay, sorry, I couldn't hear you. There you go. Now I'm good.
So how do you feel that your race went tonight? You finished, I do believe, 4th. So a top 5 finish there.
Got my teeth kicked in, finished a half a track behind.
Oh, God.
But, you know, other than that, you know, just got outpaced by everybody, by the front 3 again. And this time I didn't have strategy or luck to save me, so I pretty much ran where I was meant to run. But good lord, yeah, I was, you know, half a second off of Justin, it looks like, a full second off of Duke, and then a second and a half off of Ferrari.
Yeah, but, just so many different lap times.
That's unfortunate, but I mean, all in all, it's a fun place to drive. I'm apparently not great at it, so it is what it is. But
all right, so
on to the next week. The stretch of tracks is okay, sorry.
No, I was gonna say, actually, on to next week. We have the Glen, second to last race, the penultimate race. How do you feel about the Glen? I know you're not the biggest fan of it, but how do you feel about your chances?
I mean, this stretch of 3 tracks if all you would have to do is put the NDGP like right here, and it would just be my 4 worst tracks all in a row. But
oh, no.
I don't know. It's alright. I mean, Watkins Glen's can be fun. It's just not. I don't have the most pace there, so I don't know. We'll see. I don't see it being a whole lot different from this one. I think those 3 are gonna be the ones to beat, and then little old me will be hanging out in 4th, trying to see if I can steal a position or 2. But
you never know.
I think that's gonna be it.
Yeah. I do want to give a quick shout out to everyone in chat. Mustaf, thank you so much for joining. I don't know how much of the race you guys caught, but it was a great race. A lot of space between these guys, but ultimately, Ferrari Nut came home with the win yet again. This guy is on fire, doing a fantastic job. So I want to say, first of all, congratulations to you, Ferrari Nut, on the win again tonight. You did an amazing job out there.
Yeah, not bad for touching the track first time today at about 10 o'clock while I was on my lunch break.
Good grief. Tell me what happened the very first turn of the first lap. What did you see? And yeah, take us through.
I think Duke just might have misjudged the breaking point a little bit because neither one of us touched him. So.
What were your thoughts after you saw that happen?
Wasn't really much of a thought to it. It was more like a guy in front of me went off the track, guy to the right of me can't go anywhere because he's having to wait on him. I'm gonna go.
And that you did, and yeah, you had such a huge gap between you and second place. So your race went very smooth. A less exciting race for you compared to last week. But how do you feel about next week at the Glen?
Well, the pressure's off now. That locks up the championship.
Yes.
So it's more or less just go for broke and whatever happens, happens.
Right. I think from here on out is just have fun. Maybe be a little bit more aggressive with strategy if it's even possible with the final two races. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting final race because we're going to have a battle in points with second on down. But yeah, first, you have that wrapped up for the championship, it looks like.
Yeah, just keep it on.
Absolutely. All right, 49er, you want to take it over to second place, Duke the Rebel.
Okay. First off, congrats to Ferrari for driving a great race. I'm coming to Duke, and the question was alluded to earlier. Duke, take us through the first turn. What happened?
I want to do my normal yeehaw, but I think I need to just keep it chill this week. So I'll do a little bit of a shorter one. Yeehaw. There you go.
That was a calmer one for sure.
So on lap 1, I was trying to put as little wear on my tires as can, because even though you're going in 6th gear on the pace lap, you still can wear your tires. And that 1% does make a difference. It may not seem like it, but it does. So I was trying to keep it under that, so I didn't exactly warm up my tires, and that's why I sailed off the track in turn 1.
Oh no.
Okay. Simple enough. So now you fall back. You drove the hell out of that car and finished in second. So after you made the mistake and you got back on track, tell me where your mindset was.
Pass everybody. That's basically it. Find all the areas I can pass at, find out where I'm faster at, and I did that literally 2 corners after that, and that's where I started my drive through the field. So basically, I wasn't mad, I wasn't panicked or nothing. All I knew was, okay, I see who I have to pass. I think I can do this. And then as soon as I started passing people, I was like, yeah, I'm going to make my way through this field.
And I want to know, at what point did you decide that the ground to gain on first was insurmountable, and let's just hold on to second?
I think it was, well, actually, I think it was even sooner than that, before I'd even gotten into the podium position yet. Because I had to save twice in this race for 1 lap only, just to make it to the end of each of my stints. Because just going flat out, I was only going to make it to the end of lap 17, which would have been a lap too short to make it on a 1-stop, so I had to make it to the end of 18, and I had to do that in my second stint as well. But it worked out both times, and I was able to really kill everybody else on tire saving. Sorry, I could have used a better word for that. But I really went above and beyond for tire saving tonight, and it really helped me out in terms of my, I don't know. I don't have the words for it.
Well, whatever it was that you did, whatever word you're trying to figure out, it worked out. I mean, you made up for lost ground. It was almost, I mean, I threw the what if out, like what if you hadn't messed up on the turn, but in any event, you drove the wheels off that thing in a hell of a race, and just want to say congratulations on finishing in second. It's not where you wanted, but it's better where it could have. It's better than where you could have been. You did a phenomenal job, dude.
Thank you. And can I just say one more thing? I made this track my bitch tonight.
Okay.
I know.
Where's the
okay,
bleep
I know,
button?
You did more so. I did
know,
more
right?
so. I did more so. You did more so, but I did it my own way.
Yeah, you did.
You did damn good.
I mean, it's no
especially
12.
with what can happen in the first lap. So
It's no
you did
112,
damn
but
good.
yeah.
Yeah. At one point in the race, Ferrari's time was a 1:13.7 and Duke's was a 1:13.6. So yeah, you both were driving like maniacs out there.
Yeah.
He's the better hot lapper though. So that's really
Not
my
true.
thing.
Well,
I don't know about
good
that.
job, Duke.
Thank you for the admirer.
Absolutely. All right, Justin.
All right.
We had you as the driver spotlight tonight, and I don't know if you considered it good luck or bad luck, but how do you feel about your race tonight, finishing out in the podium?
Meh, I guess.
All right, Kimmy, right?
I don't know. It. I mean,
I think that kind of sums everybody up.
I don't know. It was good, but it just felt uneventful because I put myself behind like right off the get-go. Because I still didn't know what I was doing for strategy going into this 1 or 2. I figured it would be more split than what it was, as far as us at the front. And I had pushed at the beginning of the race for a good, probably solid 4 or 5 laps, just trying to stick with Ferrari because I had just assumed that he was going to like 2-stop it after Duke had went off the track. I just focused on trying to stay with him, and it eventually played out, and I'm just like, if I'm keeping pace with this dude, so if I can try to save my tires, like recover this that I've burned through already, then I might have a chance if he does stop twice. Which then, obviously, as we all saw, it turned out that nobody at the front was going to stop twice, and I just slowly fell off of him as I started to have to save tires a ton, and because I had burned through them like way worse, and I had to recover from like that. I think was worse than what I had done in practice. So that put me behind a lap on the pit stop. I had to pit a lap earlier and just had to save a little bit more. I don't know if it really would have made a difference, but it probably would have helped a touch. But I mean, it was.
You still finished top 3, so that is amazing. And man, after last week's battle with Ferrari Nut, I mean, you've had a couple of great weeks. So I gotta ask, how do you feel about the Glen with your chances going in there?
Well, Watkins Glen is my favorite and probably what I thought was my most competitive out of these final 3, and so that was the one that I would have circled as where I want to go and really perform at. But I like that track. I think I'm all right there. In comparison to the people, we'll have to see how the week plays out and the leaderboard and all that sort of jazz. But I feel good about that race.
Absolutely. Well, you heard it here tonight, guys. These guys did a heck of a job out there. Next week is if I can talk, it's a penultimate race at the Glen. So it's going to be crazy. And then the finale is going to be at Yas Marina. And I'm excited for it. I'm a little sad. I get sad every season. I hate to see it end. But 49er, I'm excited for the Glen. I don't think we're going to see as much gapping as we have tonight. We're not going to see that next week. Yeah, locked up championship. We talked about that too. Ferrari Nut. He is the champion of the season. He has locked it up with all the wins he has. So a huge congratulations to him. He's got that to celebrate. He can just come out here for fun. But next week, I'm excited to see how close this battle will be.
Yeah, first off, congrats to Ferrari, not just on the win, but locking up the championship. you know, it's a I don't think it's a coincidence that Watkins Glen is like the second to the last track because there aren't too many people that aren't familiar with that track. So I expect it to be intense racing because you still have battles going on in the middle of the points, like you said earlier, second and on down. So I'm glad I'm not driving it.
I hear ya. But that is it for. You got Ferrari Net already celebrating out there.
Ow.
I'm just hoping nothing wrecking the bus stop, damn it.
Nice.
Oh my God.
Well, this stream's muted.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to.
He got it. He got it. He got the championship. So congratulations to you, Ferrari Net.
One of these days I'll be able to do that.
Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. All right, same place, same time. We'll be back here next week for the Glen. It's gonna be crazy.
Hey,
Monkey Dust says, "I love
Frozen,
the
but
Glen." Yes.
I got to cut you off. I'm sorry. Don't forget to announce the winner of the giveaway.
I announced that earlier. It was David, Sober David. He won. So
Too bad we couldn't get him in
congratulations.
here.
We can. Sober David, you want to say a few words? You won the giveaway for Fallout, so we can get you in here. Are you still here? Let's go ahead and get you. He's like,
Yeah.
man, put
Yeah, he was
me
better
on
than
the
I am.
spot.
He went into a contest and he
Everyone?
knew what the prize was. I didn't know what it was.
Everyone at home, prepare your ears. He talks very loudly.
No, that's just in Discord. I think it's a Discord thing. He's fine on the regular.
Oh,
We'll see if he joins.
I don't know if he's
he
gonna make
can.
it in.
There he is. David, congratulations to you tonight for winning the giveaway. How you doing tonight?
Like I said in the chat, at least I can finally say I actually won something on this stream.
You sure did. And
Uh,
it's cool. I'm excited for you.
all I know is that like for like the last 3 or 4 races, anytime you show me on stream, it's when I get overtaken. So hey, something positive.
Well, how do you feel how your race went tonight?
I'm frustrated
Yeah.
because I don't know. I don't know how many times you actually look at me, but me and Monkey had like a very
You
good
did.
battle.
Yes, you did.
For a good duration of the race. Like I know it was like me and us like at least I know we use meters, whatever, like 50 to 100 meters apart for a good 20 laps. And the only time we ever was split apart was when I pitted before he did, and then I was able to overtake him just leaves the pit lane, so it goes back to that tight space.
Right.
But man, I lost on the what actually turned out to be the last lap.
Yes.
I lost on the corkscrew, and he overtook me. And God,
If
like
only
he's
there
my
was a
rival now,
rewind
'cause,
button.
like it's like I've made him my rival because like I said it. Like, I think it was like what was it 6? Oh, I think I remember it was 6 races in. He joined it. He joined in 3 races in. After 6 races total, he just caught me. So my goal was I don't want him to beat me. And I was like, anytime I beat him, that would be a plus, and I'll be able to bridge the gap. He beat me in this race, and I'm like, damn it, that's a waste of opportunity. But
All right.
and
so
it also didn't help because I actually had a misunderstanding because I thought for like the last couple of races it was race to the when the ticker hit 35 or 35. So and there was an incident with Larry, I think it was. I thought Larry went off the track, Votek and Monkey got caught up. This is my chance to take 7th. Then I heard somebody else says, nope, race is over, you're back down in 10th.
Oh no. It happens. It happens. But how do you feel about next
please,
week at the
actually-
Glen? I feel like
Let
everyone
me-
is going to be more
got 200
familiar with that
cents.
track.
Honestly, I kind of thought that this would be the one that I would kind of do better at because I felt
Mhm.
like I had more confidence on this track. Watkins Glen, I'm alright with it, but I probably got to practice a bit, I think.
Yeah.
But anything can happen, you know? Like I said, as long as I beat Monkey, I'm good.
You heard it there. All right, 49er. I think that's it for the night, but any final words from you for tonight's race or next week?
Uh, tonight's race, congrats to everybody for driving a great race. For Arnett first and winning the points. Everybody drove a great race. Congrats to Duke and Justin and our in-car driver and J-Mac. And next week, I've got nothing to say because I'll be sitting in the booth watching.
And I'm excited for it. The Glen, like I said, I don't think we're going to see the gaps that we did tonight from position to position. I think it's going to be a lot more tighter racing, and I'm excited to see it. Glen, everyone knows the track. So I think it's going to be very close battles and very exciting race. So I hope to see you guys there next week. Same time, same day, 6:45 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be on Monday night. So I thank you guys all for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully we'll see you next week. And until then, take it easy, guys.
Have
And
a
I
good night,
realized
everybody.
I realized my audio was not included in that.